Good evening. I thought I'd bless you a little bit with my breath, my time, and my personal energy. Excuse me, oh my god, a frog just jumped in front of my car, and I just did everything I could not to run it over. Oh my god, boo. I don't want to hurt animals. Not even a frog, especially not a frog. Nothing, not a plant, not an ant. I also feel guilty because I killed some ants that were chewing up my feet. It was my fault for standing in the yard and not seeing them at nighttime. I would love to find ways to be outside and with nature without being eaten alive. It's so dark out where I'm driving. And I just had an amazing timing with Brian and Michael, and I was introduced to a lovely woman and her son. Wow, this child was so intelligent and hypersensitive, and I would say intuitive, although it had Down syndrome. I was so astonished. I swear it was channeling my personal energy and expressing itself. Everything that I was revolting and not expressing, the child spoke openly. And then I was connecting to the subconscious and the higher self of the child, which was slightly uncomfortable. And you could tell it was also uncomfortable for the child, it seemed like, because it seemed like he had a conscious understanding of what was occurring. And I basically backed off the field because, it's not my intention to cause harm. I'm stepping more into my awareness of what my purpose is and who I really am. I'm realizing that my story is quite a lot like the princess and the pea. I am supposed to take my sensitivity as a noble thing, a noble prize, if you will, instead of outcasting myself and allowing others to tear me down because of my sensitivities. However, my sensitivities are also additionally how I've been capable of generating income doing my psychic, medium, intuitive readings that I do for people offering spiritual counseling. And I also, frogs everywhere. Jesus Christ. Don't allow me to be a murderer, please. That's all I ask. Please assist me this time to just not kill anything. Hi. Not even the bugs. Nothing. Hi. I'm trying to keep Trina from doing anything that would make Trina not feel good about herself, which definitely I am not one who finds joy in harming. I do enjoy having deep understandings. I do not enjoy having to be defending and offensive in order to get my points across. However, I've been on both sides of the spectrum, and there are only causes and effects. Please be mindful of that with your behavior and what you invest your energy into. I have been so broken down, and that's been in the past, and lately I've been breaking myself down, subconsciously attempting to figure things out. Breaking down my subconscious stories mixed with my habitual responses of the past, and I'm just watching myself and remembering, re-becoming one with myself. And it can be slightly depressing when one realizes all the parts of the self one has been suppressing and not allowing the self to have. And also accepting accountability where one wasn't taking responsibility for the self, For example, one of my outlets has been relationships and human companionship and touching. And I'm learning to basically be on my own and practice brahmacharya, which is celibacy in a essence, and that means not even releasing myself, if you will. And for me, that has always been my coping mechanism, my tool. So part of me healing my shadow is knowing what my crutches are and what I use, such as like comfort foods, sweets, potatoes, bread, wine. Everyone has like their outlets, right? Smoking. Some people are addicted to the gym. And even things that are sometimes considered healthy can even be abused and considered dysfunctional circumstances. However, it depends on how you are framing your own personal self. Are you being authentic and accepting all viewpoints, or are you seeing yourself only how you wish to? It's important for you to be your own cheerleader. I can do that for you best I can, though there becomes a time where I become broke down and where I need a cheerleader. And I am beyond blessed and grateful. In some circumstances, I'm simply just unaware of my fate and my circumstances until it expresses itself. It's hard to explain. My journey is for me and my understanding, not for you. This journaling has originally been for me in case I have memory issues and also have children, or there's many circumstances where I enjoy the aspects of having these documentations. Another part of it is with the intention that it can create more good than harm. And I believe in the power of awareness. So if I raise some things into your consciousness, that it's possible that I can have you choose what you love instead of what you fear, by getting you to focus your intention and having grace for yourself and faith, and be willing to invest in your personal healing and take the steps that are hard to take, that you will thank yourself for later. Whether that means making a diet change, breaking your comfort zone and having a new experience. Sometimes it can be something as subtle as getting out of bed. I empathize and I understand. I'm here to be your friend and your lifelong companion. Until I'm dead, you have all of my love, all of my understanding. There are so many that are abused and victims and victimizers, and I choose to be neither. It gives you so much power when you really truly make that choice to no longer suffer, to no longer be in pain, and to no longer be addicted to habitual responses that come natural. I would be lying if I didn't mention that almost everything I learned in this aspect came from the Amrit Institute. And I do believe in your ability to watch him on YouTube. However, this man is an old generation, and only God knows how much time is left for this wonderful guru. G-U-R-U, his Shaktipat, his energy in the room. You would ever like to meet a real saint? I'm not saying Guru Dev is absolutely perfect and does not ever have wandering human thoughts. I just believe it would sincerely change your life if you would give yourself permission to actually witness him. He is at the ashram every Sunday at 10 a.m. I would go every time if I could. The last time I went, his daughter was there, and I almost broke down in tears. However, I was very moved by her teachings. I have experienced a great deal of abuse there. Also running into people who can't handle my energy and that are always attacking me and not giving me space to be there. It seems even if I pay, my presence is not welcome. However, it does not end what was served to me being there. It was really only one particular person, nicknamed Kali, the demon that kills demons. It was just traumatizing for me, it's supposed to be a place of spiritual healing, and I'm not appreciative of needing to call every time I would like to come through to the so-called non-profit. A lot of it doesn't really make sense to me, though. I do my best to follow their protocol. However, sometimes God guides me that it's important for me to go there at certain times, and it's beyond my control. I am just shocked by people's misunderstanding of God's idea. They lack faith and judge. There is no shame and blame, only cause and effect. What did you learn from your steps? I feel sick and nauseous, mainly from the inability to move forward. I'm unconscious how I can continue in the program at the Amaret Institute with one coworker who seems to have it out for me. I swear if I filmed my interactions with this girl, it would be so obvious. Still, I tuck my tail, right? And I still encourage you to have these experiences. Excuse me for releasing these truths and evidence of my own personal testimonial. It just feels very two-faced nature. I don't understand the fakeness and the fake smiles. In some levels I do. I've hid behind a smile too. Oh, I do not understand. I simply wish to return so that I can further my education. It's possible, however, that I have gathered what I needed and everything else is on my own time. I did enjoy how Guru Dev and I also had the same shadow in common. The only bad thing that I have ever heard about the Guru, people try to say that he is evil because he promoted brahmacharya, celibacy, in the ashram and did not exercise it thoroughly. Yet, would not the person promoting brahmacharya the most be the person who struggles with that, who can't stop thinking about that, who is an addict to the sexual nature? Have compassion. Make a prayer for me that I can continue learning as I wish to keep going down the rabbit hole from what I've already begun and gathered at the ashram. I would love to become a yoga instructor through there. That has always been a huge fantasy. Huge fantasy. I'm so emotional and jelly, can you tell? I feel like my boy, Guru Dev, that he's time's running out and I feel like I need more time with him and I feel like she's keeping him all for herself. And she's trying to take over the place when he's not there anymore and has her own way of wanting it to be run, though I'm terrified they're just gonna run it into the ground. And deeper than that they're just missing out on the pure essences of these lineages. And I just know if Guru Dad knew everything that was going on, that he would not approve. I mean, of course she could frame it and tell him the story in this way or that way instead. I'm just dissatisfied. Perhaps pray for my peace, where I can be accepted in this universe and be loved and appreciated instead of constantly misunderstood and undervalued. Bapuji, Bapuji, Bapuji. Gurudev, Gurudev, Gurudev. I had some of the best moments of my life being there. And like, it's ridiculous. And I think part of the judgments comes from because on their forum, I filled out stating how I had the experiences of ayahuasca. And again, only God can be my judge, right? Like, who are you to like treat me so horribly? As a matter of fact, like, does that not go against the grain of who you say you are? It frustrates me. Y'all, I got some amazing new pieces today. On a brighter note, I have made the transformation of eliminating a lot of childhood clothing and a lot of like old modeling pieces. And I'm just extremely taken back. Sometimes I have to like try really hard to like give myself permission to even do nice things like that for myself. And it's extremely difficult sometimes. Extremely difficult. And it can drive one mad. I beat myself up mentally thinking like, oh, that $100 could have been spent on groceries. You could have done this. You could have done that. And I just kind of struggle with the boundaries of like what's appropriate sometimes. And I can only learn through intimate experience. And like I'm constantly crossing my own boundary. However, I think that they're also incredible investments for the projects that I have in the future for my fans only. And I think you're really going to like what I'm working on. And I'm very, 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 very excited to be producing and to be generating these things. So please be patient. Thank you so much for your time and your energy. Thank you so much for your contributions. If you'd like to, feel free to send. If not, no hard feelings. Though, if it's your place, please know it. If you have taken and you are to do equal energetic exchange, please understand the law of physics and karma. And please allow me to give back also what you have given. Otherwise, there will be karmic debt. I love you so much. Thank you for your time, your energy, your patience, your awareness, your circumstances. Thank you for opening your hearts and sharing with me your truths. And thank you for believing in me. Namaste. Jai Bhagwan.